Happy birthday, Geminis! What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full sign read for Gemini. This is not all the signs. I'm just doing Gemini. And I think I'm going to do this once a month. So I always hop on here. I always do a live and I go through all the signs, or I'll do all the elements and then I'll ask questions. But what I'm going to do for today and my next live is only for Geminis. So we're going to dive in and see what's happening to you over your birthday, things that you can look out for. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have a Mars in Gemini. If you have a Gemini Mercury, definitely, because it's Mercury in retrograde in Gemini. So I hope you're all doing good. I have a Gemini Rising and a Gemini Venus. And a lot of stuff has happened to me already. This retrograde, like it always does. It's crazy. Emotional up and downs. Alright, 2 more shuffles. Let's see what's happening. So I'm going to do a Celtic cross. Okay, so what is this theme all about? It just told me one more. Alright, so what is this all about? 8 of coins. Not overworking yourself, but trapping yourself into your work. So, what I get from this is somebody that likes to go out and get certification after certification after certification. They don't really know what they want. They haven't found mastery in anything that they're good at. They don't think that they're good enough, so they have to go out and get more in terms of money and knowledge. Or if it's not knowledge, it's about like certifications and achievements. Like, I'm not good anymore, I have achieved this, let me go out and get more. This also represents people who like to go and get a job and then they get really bored really quick, and so they have to leave. And it also represents people who get cornered into doing something they no longer want to do just for the sake of status or the sake of the money. And so this is being trapped in your work, whether it's you going out and constantly finding work and putting more on your plate, or you're literally trapped in your work and you can't find or break free of it. So this is about work. How can I break free? And then you see all of these, what are those? Swans? You see those in the back. How many do you see? 8. I think there's 8 of those too. But you see how they're setting themselves free, and they're behind her, and she's facing inward. And so she's with all the greenery, but she can go out to the water, she could look at this open space, it's right there and it's available, and she could set herself free, but she's deciding to wrap herself up in her work. And so this is how can you set yourself free during this Mercury retrograde. What is ruling it? The world. A new cycle is coming through. So what this means is there's either something that's coming through that's an opportunity to set you free, whether it's a relationship or a move. We'll find out what that is. But there's a new cycle coming through, a new chapter to allow you to walk away from whatever it is that's trapping you. Whether it's you leaving your job or the career path that you've always had and going towards something completely new that you've never done before, whether it's focusing more on your family and not being a workaholic like you've always, like you could have all of these masteries and all of these skills and all of these businesses, and this new opportunity, just you're not doing any of it. And so whatever is happening, if it's a relationship, it could be if you've always been in a relationship your entire life and you need to finally give to yourself and find out what it is that you want in terms of your career. It could be that way too. You're finally pulling yourself away from that and going more towards the career route. But I'm getting that this is strongly for people who have been so focused on themselves and work and certifications and busying themselves, they haven't given themselves the freedom to figure out what else life can give them, what can set them free. This is about freedom. This is about freedom. What is above you? What is in authority? What is conscious? Knight or the King of Wands. Interesting. It's almost like spiritual bypassing. So it's like you have the authority and you have the control and the spiritual leader-esque qualities. But what's above you is you're not doing what makes you happy and what helps you reach your highest potential in terms of that spiritual ascension. You could be a healer, a guide, or you could be a mentor to other people who are going on their spiritual endeavors. But it looks like either you're attracting people who are manipulative, or they don't practice what they preach in terms of their spirituality, or you're just not able to reach your authority that you're supposed to be at, like this ascended master. You're not reaching that with what you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing. If you are an accountant and you have a side business with crypto, and you have another side business where you do welding, but you are going into this spirituality, this is not going to lead you to your highest ascension. And an opportunity is coming through to relieve yourself of all of these things that are not on your path so that you can be an authority, because you're not here. You are not a leader. And I think that this new chapter is trying to get you to be a leader. So what is below you? What is inferior? Wow. King of Coins. Same thing. Whatever it is that you're wrapping yourself into is not allowing you to have authority over your finances. You feel like it's easy to lose control over them. Hence why the theme of this entire reading is you holding on so tightly to your money and then you start bleeding from it. It's like death to the money, death to the certifications, death to the achievements, because it's never enough. It's asking you to go outside of this and find community. Maybe that stability is with the community and it's not with the work. What community offer is coming through that brings you closer to people and not so alone? This is someone that's alone. That's why they don't have authority. They don't have anyone to lead. They're leading themselves blindly. Same here. So it's what's below you is it's been this financial, a lack of leadership financially. Maybe you've always worked alone and you're supposed to be with others, leading others, being with others. And because you haven't gone on the right path, you haven't been able to get respect financially. If you've tried a business and these businesses keep failing, they always say businesses fail within the first 8 years. We have the 8 of coins here. So you could have started a business or started this new endeavor 8 months ago or 8 years ago, and it looks like something has failed, or maybe it didn't work out the way you wanted it to. So that's what's below you. So you could still be in the energy of trying to save it. What's behind you? 10 of coins in the reverse. So this is about what you have just realized or what you're pushing in the past. Something that you're recovering from is financial instability, saying that the things that you've created have not been as stable. There was something that was missing, or you didn't have the financial, you didn't have the money, you didn't have the time, you didn't have the support. You realized you needed more people or more money to support the structure. You probably built something really big, or you had a really big idea and you just didn't have the sustainability to let it go and let it have longevity. This is about sustainability. It's almost, I'm getting it disposable. So like you created something that was disposable that could be created again, or maybe you can come back to it in the future, but it was almost like it wasn't the right time. And what is ahead of you? What's coming in? Strength. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Overcoming some type of a triumph or a lesson, having the spiritual strength, the physical strength, especially the willpower and the decision making to stand tall. When you stand tall, people listen to you. When you project, people listen to you. It's almost like you're building whatever this delay that had just happened is, or whatever this opportunity that's coming in is, giving you spiritual strength so you can overcome this triumph. I wonder what's coming in. So let's look at the movement. What's the movement forward? Page of Cups in the reverse. What is that? Movement forward. Page of Cups in the reverse is typically messages of emotion coming in. It's in the reverse, so you could be blocking it. We could figure out how to unblock that right after this reading. What is the consequence of this? A Hanged Man, a delay. not being able to see another perspective. This might allow you to see more perspective. Whatever this movement is, I'm going to clarify this Page of Cups. It could be children. It could just be lighthearted messages of truth coming in terms of emotion. It could be an offer of love. It could be some type of romantic gesture that's coming in. It could be news about children that's coming in. Whatever it is, it creates a delay, but it also opens your perspective about why all of this is the way it is. And I'll clarify that too. Listen to your dreams. It's time to rest. It's time to gain more wisdom. This doesn't really create stagnancy. It would if it's in the reverse. It's not a stuck feeling. You'll see that all of this delay was for no reason. You're not stuck. You had to slow down for whatever is coming in. There's something that's coming in. I'm strongly picking up that some of you might be having children, or there's just a new cycle revolved around children, or lighthearted energy that it needed you to slow down so that you could give that attention. And then let's see. Page of Swords, communication, truth, another message. You have a lot of messages coming in. You have a lot of people coming in with news. And it's Mercury in retrograde, so maybe you needed to slow down. Maybe it does seem like it's lighthearted news, but if you have multiple avenues of news coming in, you needed this to slow down so that you could handle all of that, so that you wouldn't be wrapped up in other things, so that you could give this attention. What is the outcome of all of this? 6 of Coins. It is in the reverse. This is about not being able to attend to other things that you have committed to, lack of reciprocity. This could be in terms of letting all the things go that you had created before, that we were talking about in the beginning. If you did have other people that you were supporting with work, it's almost like you can't give it to them anymore. You're giving to this over here. It looks like a lot of things are coming in with this new opportunity, and you're just not going to be able to give to the past, whatever it was. I'm going to go through and clarify because this is a lot. If it's a relationship, it's almost like you have to give the relationship up to go to work, which would be the lower vibrational aspect of this reading. If it's work, you have to give work up to attend to your relationship in order for it to be balanced, because right now it's not balanced. If it's your children, it's almost like you have to you might be taking attention away from one child because you're having another child. But this is about balance of work, life, children, but letting something go in this Mercury retrograde. You do have a lot of messages coming in. Things are slowing down, but you are not stuck. You're only stuck if you decide to wrap yourself into one thing. Clarify this Page of Swords. Clarify the Page of Cups. Clarify the Page of Cups. And I just saw the Page of Wands. That's the 9 of Coins. Interesting. The 9 of Coins, even though it is a single card, it's not necessarily you leaving a relationship. It's about how can I support myself and make sure that everything I'm doing, I am truly receiving all that I need before I cater to somebody else. And so it's like you're moving away from this structure that you've built for giving to other people, building for other people, to building for what might be necessary. It looks like children. And if it's not children, it could just be just other things that you're getting stability from, in terms of maybe you're going on a quest of knowledge, you're going back to school, you have a passion of writing and singing and dancing, so you're going back to your passions, and that's what's going to give you the strength. So if it's not about children, it could be about building your strengths. So this is about how can I go and attend to myself for a little while and give back to myself, because it looks like everything I'm building isn't giving me anything. It's wrapping me up in torment. Clarify this Hanged Man. Two of Points, recovering from debt. This is about putting your obligations. I've been getting this for a while for Gemini, but it's about putting yourself in a commitment too strong and too heavy that you can't truly commit to, and therefore you go into debt with your time, your money, and something's got to give. You're going to fall on your feet. She's balancing a bear and a child, and she's on one foot. And she's gonna tip over. They're both the same weight, or one of them is too heavy and the other one is too light. It's not balanced. A decision needs to be made. In the reverse, so this is saying a decision needs to be made, like what I've been saying. It's something you've over obligated to, something you have to do, you feel like you have to do, but you could truly let it go and it sets you free. But it's a huge mental thing. You think that you're obligated to it because of how much you've been giving to it. Two of Coins again in the reverse. It really wants me to harp on that. You've got to completely walk away from this. This is about work. This is about things that have made you feel validated as a leader. Things that have made you feel accomplished and achieved. Things that people have come to you for and seen you as a mentor for. People have, it's like literally your identity has been built on the King of Coins, the King of Wands, but it's in the lowest vibration of these cards. It's someone that boasts about their achievements, and that's what they rely on, but they don't have community. It's lonely at the top. You've been so lonely. And so an opportunity is coming in to tell you you don't have to be lonely. You don't, and things are going to slow down. The King of Coins, the King of Wands, things can be very quick for these people. You have to slow down. You have to let this come in, because you're going to heal these lonely wounds. You don't have to do this alone. And so you have to allow this to come in. You have to let something go that has made you feel lonely. Clarify the Six of Coins in the reverse, the outcome. Okay, I just saw that. The Devil in the reverse. This is toxic. This is about workaholism. This is about escapism. It's about pulling yourself away from structure and people who can offer you something because you're afraid of relying on them. I also saw the Cautious card, the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, I think it's the 9. Yeah. It's literally about removing yourself from people because you're overly cautious. The second that you meet someone, you think of all the burned bridges and all the bad experiences that you've had in the past. And you think of how people ruin your trust. And you think about the responsibility you took for those relationships and the guilt and the shame. And therefore, before you even get into a relationship or a friendship or a commitment, you'd rather do it alone because you don't trust people. And this creates you going towards something you do trust, which has been work, but it has failed you. It has failed you. You've been lonely at the top, and it's not healing any of these wounds that you're cautious and that you constantly overgive, and people can't reciprocate because you haven't given them the time to. And so this is healing all of these wounds. That's the outcome. Releasing this toxic cycle. And you're almost there. You're almost there. Give me one more card for the Six of Coins in the reverse. No, I want that one. And that one. Alright. Yeah, I knew that would come through. What I'm picking up is right when you decide to make this decision to let go of this toxic cycle of putting all of your eggs in one basket and not attending to family, passions, whatever it is that's over on this side that's so beautiful, the Page of Swords, the Page Cups, the Hanged Man, the Six of Coins, the Strength card, all of these beautiful cards that are over here, is you're going to be afraid that you're going to regret the decision to let this go over here. You're going to be afraid, whatever you have been building for a long time, you're going to be so afraid of letting it go, and it's going to put you in this mental prison if you let it. The Knight of Coins. You're going to see a difference in structure. You're going to see a difference in the way that you accomplish things. You're going to go through some type of a mental identity, not crisis, but shift of how you see yourself, how you see your value, how you approach money, how you approach opportunities. You're going to see a difference in all of that, and you're going to see it as a negative thing in the beginning because it's going to reap different rewards. And so you're going to go through a shift of a difference in how you see yourself through this, which is why it needed you to slow down, and which is why it needs you to be in the Hanged Man, so that you can get the perspective right while it's happening. Because if you see how this achievement is affecting you now, and it takes a longer time, or you don't get as much money, or you don't get as much attention, or maybe it's the opposite effect, you're going to need to take it in slowly so that you could truly lift and raise into this new vibration, so that you could truly be a leader, so you could not be lonely at the top, because it's trying to bring you back there, but it has to shift your identity, how you see yourself a little bit. So that's what's happening here. I hope you guys understood this reading. I could totally go a little bit deeper, so message me if it resonated with you and I could dig a little bit deeper and do an extended for you. I love you guys. Happy birthday, Geminis.